What is up, movie lovers? Today we're going to be taking an in-depth look into Christopher Nolan's summer blockbuster smash, The Odyssey. Based off of Homer's epic tale, after the Trojan War ends, Odysseus faces a long and dangerous journey back to Ithaca and into the waiting arms of his wife Penelope and his son Telemachus as they attempt to fend off a house full of suitors all vying for their chance to take over the throne. While there's not much to critique on the plot itself, since it is based off of ancient Greek mythology, Christopher Nolan did take a few artistic liberties that differ from the original story. But most of these differences were fairly minor, and I didn't feel like they took away from the experience in any way. The score was beautiful and paired nicely, and if I'm not mistaken, it was done using mostly ancient Greek instruments. In typical Nolan fashion, the cinematography and setup on quite a few scenes were absolutely jaw-dropping. The Trojan horse half sunk on the beach, the giant armored knights in the woods, and anytime their ship was battling rough seas and storms were all standout moments. But for me, my favorite had to be the sequence in Hades, where Christopher Nolan specifically chose to film in Iceland because of its cold and remote landscape. And I don't think I've seen a better looking character and costume than Agamemnon in a very long time. That being said, this leads me to the biggest issue I had with this movie. Christopher Nolan's decision to cast such big-name A-list stars in minor roles leads me to believe that he wasn't confident with the product that he was giving us. I completely understand having big names like Matt Damon as Odysseus, or Anne Hathaway as Penelope, or Tom Holland as Telemachus, but the role of Travis Scott's character did not need to be filled by Travis Scott. And I would say the same thing for Zendaya's character, Charlize Theron's, Mia Goth's, and even the aura-farming Agamemnon did not need Benny Safdie to play that role. Not that any of them did a bad job, but it just felt unnecessary and honestly a little bit distracting to see so many big names in such minor, small roles. Agamemnon's face was covered through the entire movie by his mask, so anybody could have played that character with the same effect and probably would have came with a much smaller price tag than Benny Safdie. But again, Christopher Nolan's decision to put that many A-list celebrities on the bill almost makes it feel like a cop-out and a little bit of a money grab. But overall, with a nearly $300 million budget, an absolutely star-studded ensemble, and Christopher Nolan at the helm, it's practically impossible to make a bad rendition of The Odyssey, which is why I'm giving it 4 out of 5 stars, and I highly recommend you check this one out in theaters. It's not going to hit the same at home, and if you get a chance to see it in 70mm IMAX, the way that Christopher Nolan intended for it to be viewed, definitely take advantage of it and see it in that format. Let me know in the comments what you guys thought of The Odyssey, and if you enjoyed this review and you want to see more like it, be sure to hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next video.